Hi, today I'll be teaching you how to factorize expressions by using the highest common factor and also by grouping terms. So the first method is called HCF, highest common factor. Let's take a look at an example. 2x plus 10y. We need to find the thing that is common for both and is the highest common factor, which means that the one that both terms are divisible by. And let's look at the number, right? We have 2 and we have 10. Is there a highest common factor for both of them? There is. It's 2. Because 2 divided by 2 is 1 and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we can factor out the 2. What will we multiply by 2 to get 2x plus 10y? So 2 times x will give us 2x plus 2 times 5y will give us 10y. We can verify that this is correct by multiplying it out. So 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 5y is 10y, and this is the same as that, which means that it has been factored. Okay, let's take a look at another example. 25xy plus 10x. How will we factor this out? Once again, we can look at the numbers, and so here we have 25, here we have 10, and the common factor for these is 5, because 25 divided by 5 is 5, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. So, and notice something else, that we also have x in both terms. And since x is common to both terms, we can also factor it out. So, it's going to be 5x. So what will we multiply by 5x to get 25xy? It will be 5y. And what will we multiply by 5x to get 10x? It will be 2. So this is the factored version of the original expression. So once again, let's multiply it out just to see that it's correct. So 5x times 5y is 25xy. 5x times 2 is 10x. And we can see that this is the exact same as our original expression. So we have correctly factored out the highest common factor. Okay, let's take a look at one more example. 2a squared b minus 4ab squared plus 12abc. So there's a lot going on in this one. First of all, we have 3 terms now, right? We have the first, the second, and the third. And we have 3 variables. We have a, b, and c. Okay, but we can definitely factorize this one as well. So let's look for the highest common factor number, and we can see that it's 2, because here we have 2, here we have 4, and here we have 12, and they're all divisible by 2. So let's factor that out. And notice also that we have a in each term, right? A. And also we have b in each term. So we can also factorize a and b. So let's write 2ab is what we're factorizing out. So what will multiply with 2ab to give us 2a squared b? A, right? Because a times a is a squared. What will multiply with 2ab to give us minus 4ab squared? That will be minus 2b. And what will multiply with 2ab to give us plus 12abc? That will be plus 6c. Okay, so let's verify that we've correctly factorized this expression. 2ab times a is 2a squared b. 2ab times minus 2b is minus 4ab squared. And 2ab times 6c is plus 12abc. And this is exactly the same as our original expression, so we know that it's correct. Okay. So we've done this all by using highest common factors, but there's another method called grouping terms. It's very similar, but it can be used in different situations. Okay, let's take a look at an example. So here we have 6x squared y plus 3xy squared minus 12x minus 6y. Okay, so let's identify the highest common factor in each term. So we have 6, we have 3, we have 12, and we have 6. What's the highest common factor for all of those? Once again, here it's going to be 3, so we'll write that in. Let's take a look at the common variables. So something interesting here is that we don't have x in each term, right? We have x in the first, and the second, and in the third, but it's not in the fourth, so we can't factor that out. And we have y in the first, the second, and the fourth. So we can't factor out any variables. So something interesting that we can do is we can actually organize this expression into two groups. That's why it's called grouping terms. So this will be group 1, and this will be group 2. And we can factorize each group, and this will help us factorize the whole expression. So let's factorize this first group. So we know that the highest common factor is 3, and we know that each one of them has an x and a y. So let's factor those out. Okay, so what will multiply with 3xy to give us 6x squared y? That will be 2x. And what will multiply with 3xy to give us 3xy squared? That will be y. Okay, so that's the first group. And now let's do the second group. Okay, so what's the highest common factor for this group? It's going to be minus 6. And since we have an x and a y, we can't factor out either of them. Okay, so what will minus 6 multiply by to give us minus 12x? It will be 2x, right? And what will minus 6 multiply by to give us minus 6y? That will be plus y. Okay, so here we have the almost factorized expression. So notice something interesting. We have the same term here and here. And when we have the same term in both groups, that means that we can combine it. So we'll write it here as 2x plus y multiplied by 3xy minus 6. Because we're basically taking this, and we're combining it into the second factor. Okay, but now let's multiply that out just to see that it works. So 2x times 3xy will give us 6x squared y. 2x times minus 6 will give us minus 12x. Y times 3xy will give us 3xy squared. And y times minus 6 will give us minus 6y. And if we look back at our original expression, we'll see that that is exactly what we started with. So that means that we factorized it, right? Because it's equal to the expression that we started with. Okay,